Hey guys, how is it going today? So today I wanted to go over how to margin trade and how to leverage and how to especially short the market. So we got to get a lot of terminology out of the way first, so we make it very crystal clear. So what margin trade is, it's a way of leveraging. So for Bitfinex, whenever you margin trade, you're leveraging 3.3 times. So let's say you, for example, you wanted to go long, right? If you wanted to go long and you only had $1,000 in your account, it would actually be multiplied by a factor of 3.33. So instead of going long with $1,000 to play with, you would actually be able to go long with $3,333. And it also applies for going short as well. So leveraging means you can basically borrow money from a lender. So I transferred about $2,000 over to this account just to give you guys a clear example of how to use it. I don't want you guys to see my main balance. So if you guys noticed here from the funding page, right? For example, if I opened up US dollar here, if I opened up US dollar, we'll actually see a lot of different lenders. And this is how the margin and the leveraging works, right? Because you're borrowing 3.33 times what you actually have, then what that means is you're borrowing, people are lending it, right? So you see lots of funding. And I do suggest if you guys have a lot of capital, if you have a lot of equity, put it into lending. That's what I do. I put maybe $50,000 to $100,000 in lending because you're gaining interest, right? Especially if you're not doing anything with it anyways, you may as well put it into lending. And that's where all the money comes from whenever people margin trade. And we're going to go over both examples of going long and going short whenever you margin trade, okay? So let's go over them. We have to go over some very basic stuff first, okay? And we have to cover what long really means first. So whenever you guys are playing in your normal exchange account, so let's just say you purchased 100 coins at $10, okay? You purchased it at $10 and that's $1,000, obviously, right? If you sell those 100 coins at $11, you're now up to $1,100. So what is your total profit? Your total profit is what you have after the sale minus what you originally invested to begin with, called your principal. So that would be $100. So that's very basic, and that's what we all understand already, right? So just one more time, you buy 100 coins at $10, and then that's equal to $1,000. If you sell it for $11, that's equal to 1,100 minus $1,000, right? Which is equal to a 10% profit, right? 10% profit. Now that everybody knows already. And now I want to explain what a leveraged long example is, okay? So when you're leveraging, first of all, let's go to my exchange here and I will show you guys. Where's my mouse? Too many monitors, okay? So what you want to do first is I'm going to go to just any one randomly. I'll go to EOS. We'll short a bunch of things so you guys get the idea as well, okay? So when you this is how you guys normally see your account, right? You're always in the exchange. That's where you guys normally play. And your balance is shown right here in the exchange. Now what you want to do is you want to first of all transfer an amount to your margin account. So you click on here, left click here, transfer whatever coin it is, for example, right? Mine is USD. If it was Bitcoin, you want to transfer it to your margin account, then you click on your Bitcoin. It doesn't really matter what you transfer there. I personally play with only USD. I use Tether, so I would be transferring Tether, right? But all of my holdings are in coins like Ethereum and Litecoin and Dash right now. So I'm just going to transfer, for example, $1,000 here, okay? So you left click on exchange, click on transfer USD, click on where you want to transfer from. So that would be exchange first. Where do you want to transfer to? That would be margin. Now a window is going to come up. How much do you want to transfer? So I will transfer $1,000 and just press enter. So now you're going to have an updated amount here, $1,000. There you go. And this updated as well, okay? Remember I was mentioning that a leveraged amount you can borrow up to 3.33 times, and this is all automatic, okay? So when you have a margin amount of say $1,000, what you can actually play with is $3,333. Yeah, you can actually play 3.3 times the amount. Now, I don't recommend it for beginners at all, okay? Because there's something called liquidation. Liquidation, it means you don't have enough required equity in your account to pay back the person that you borrowed it from. And we're going to go over all of that as well. So make sure you always have some sort of equity in your margin account and never ever play your entire account. Okay, guys? There have been many times, like when I was first trading 2.5 years ago, where I was constantly getting liquidated and I didn't really understood what that means. Okay, guys? I did not understand what that means whatsoever, and we're going to go over that in detail. So now that you have money in here, we know that we can play up to $3,333. And we're going to go over one example for each one, and then it should make sense. If it doesn't, watch it a few times, okay? So I got to do the math because the math is also really important behind the logic as well, because it's good to be able to calculate your wins and your losses as well. So if you purchased, for example, 100 coins, this is for a going long example. If you purchased 100 coins at $10, that's obviously $1,000, right? But because it's leverage 3.3 times, meaning you borrowed 3.3 times, okay? So if I actually went to right here and I wanted to sell something for $1,000, just as an example here, okay? What is that? I'm just trying to get to a number that's close to 1,000. What would that be? Too much. 28. Okay, that's a good number. Right there. See right here, it says $1,000 right there, okay? The USD equivalent. You can play up to $3,333 here, okay? So I could right now, if I wanted to, buy 528 EOS, right? Even though I only have $1,000 in my margin account, I can actually buy, if I click on the green button right here, it'll actually calculate the maximum I can buy, which should be $3,333. Oh, sorry, wrong account. Make sure you're in the margin one here, not the exchange tab, but the margin. So if I clicked on here right now, I can buy, see, I can buy actually $3,333 worth, right? But if I was in my exchange, I went to my exchange here, and pretend I only had 1,000 there. I can only play the $1,000 worth, which is like 1,071. But in my exchange, I can play $3,333 worth, all right? So that needs to be really understood. You're basically borrowing, okay? And now we're going to use a round number as an example. Because everything is multiplied by a factor of 3.3, this $1,000 is not really all of the $1,000 that you're spending. The $1,000 is multiplied by 3.3, okay? And we're going to use that as an example. Now, if you purchase 100 coins at $10, which is equal to $1,000, it means that it's leveraged 3.3 times, right? So what you would do is you would take your $1,000 position divided by 3.3, which is really your money, okay? That's really your money that you're playing with. You're playing with basically 1,000 divided by 3.3. That's equal to $300. That's actually your money that you're using, okay? So if you had a $300 balance only, you would be able to trade up to $1,000 worth because it's leveraged 3.3 times. So it means that you borrowed, okay guys, you borrowed $1,000 that you can play with minus what you played. Well, what your principal is minus 300. So you're actually borrowing $700 from a lender. Now, if you sold the 100 coins at $11 each, that equals to 100 coins, right? 100 coins times $11, that's equal to $1,100. That's the money that you would have after you sold your coins, right? $1,100. But since your total dollar amount after the sale is equal to $1,100, and you borrowed $700 as well, well, you still have to pay back the $700 to the lender no matter what, okay? You have to pay back $700 to the lender no matter what. So if you profited the total, right, not profit, but your total balance after you sold 100 coins at $11, if your balance was $1,100 and you still have to pay back the lender $700, what's really left? So what's really left is $1,100 minus $700, which is equal to $400. That's now in your balance, okay? Does that make sense, guys? So that's really important to understand. You originally had, say, $300 in your margin account, right? But now you're leveraging and you're making a leverage trade, and now it's multiplied by 3.3. Everything is multiplied by 3.3. So you're actually trading $1,000, okay? Now that you're selling your coins at $11 each, and you have 100 coins, what you will have in your margin balance that you can trade is now $1,100, okay? But since your total amount after the sale is equal to $1,100 and you borrowed $700 as well, you still have to pay back the lender once again for $700. So what's left is your $1,100 minus your $700. So what's left is $400 that's yours, okay? But you originally invested $300 only, since all of it was leveraged. Therefore, your profit is actually $400 minus $300, which is a $100 profit, which is huge, right? So let's say you originally invested only your $300 in your normal exchange, right? Well, $300, you can only buy 30 coins, right? And if it actually went up, if it only went up 10%, like how the example we're using here, so instead of selling at $10, it now goes up to $11, you would actually have $330 at the end, right? Because you're selling it for $1 more, and you now have 30 coins that you sold for $11, that's 330. So 330 minus 300, you only profited $30, okay? And that's important to understand as well. But because it's leveraged and you're now playing with $1,000, instead of gaining only 10% of your original principal, you're now gaining a factor of 3.3%. So the dollar amount after selling 100 coins at $11 is equal to $1,100. Now, if the profit was $100 and the original investment was $1,000, then that's clearly a 10% gain, right? Because you had a $1,000 margin trading balance. Now you're selling it at $11, so now you now have $1,100. That's 10% gain, right? So, but since you're gaining 10% of the leveraged amount, right? And since you're leveraging 3.3 times, your actual gain of your $300 is equal to 10% times 3.3, which is equal to 33%, right? Take a look right here, because now what you have left, I can never find my mouse. I got too many monitors. There it is, okay? So it's $400 minus $300, that's equal to $100, right? So you literally profited 33% because it's all leveraged and multiplied by 10% by 3.3 times. So if we take what's left of $400 after paying back the $700 that you borrowed from the lender, and we factor in your original principal of only $300, your profit is $400 minus $300, which is equal to $100, right? That's your profit. So now we take $400 divided by $300, your profit is now 33%. Does that make sense, guys? I really hope that it does. That is how leveraged amounts are calculated. Now, it doesn't really matter what the calculation is to a lot of people, but I thought that I would just give you an example of the math behind borrowing in the margin account and playing it. I margin trade only, okay guys? I only margin trade because I like having the position shown, and having the position shown is nice. So for example, if I want to play myself a $10,000 position altogether, I know in my head that I only need to play that $3,000 is only going to be my money. So it takes a lot of experience and math, just simple math for you guys to get used to using margin trading. And I highly don't recommend it if you're fairly new, because you will get liquidated. I promise you guys, you will get liquidated, because what happens is this, guys, okay? A lot of amateurs will actually, okay, I'm gonna make this example first of all, because your profit is 10%, like for example here, it's always a factor of 3.3 times, right guys? It's always a factor of 3.3 times. If it goes below 66% of your actual base price, you will get liquidated, okay? And I'll show you guys what I mean exactly. So what I do, because I have more equity in my main account, what I will do is sometimes I'll spike it on purpose, right? And I'll bear trap people with my friends, or I'll bull trap people, right? And then we'll just squeeze out the people that are using leveraged amounts. And if they're shorting, for example, okay guys, if they're shorting, we will drive up the price as a team, right? And then we will force them to be liquidated. And when they get liquidated, what they have to do is they have to close their short position and basically buy, right? Which adds even more strength. So I don't really recommend it whatsoever. There's a lot of strategy behind leveraging. And I promise you, if you're not experienced whatsoever, you know, guys like myself or my friends, you guys will get squeezed so hard because some people have massive, massive balances, right? And it's very easy to create chaos and panic in the marketplace with a leveraged walls. So when you guys see these massive leveraged walls, they're usually not real. They're there to create panic and they're there to create fear. But what people will do, and I'll give you guys an example, even on a small account. I can't do it to show you guys the fear because the account on this one is too small, just as a practice one. But you will see what I mean by creating fake walls that you actually don't intend to buy or sell. So now we need to go into a short example as well, right? So if you short a coin, okay, now this is what shorting means, okay? Shorting means you're borrowing coins from a lender. You're borrowing coins from a lender at basically a price, right? And then you're betting against the market. You're betting that it's going to go down. Now, long means that you buy your coin, right? And you're hoping that it goes up and you sell the coin more expensive. And then the profit is basically the difference, right? So if you bought it at $1,000 total, and now all of a sudden you sold it at $1,100, you're making a 10% profit or a $100 profit, right? Now going short is the exact same thing, except there's a few different concepts behind it, okay? So if you short a coin, what it means is you're borrowing a specific amount of coins from the lender, right? So just as an example, if you short 100 coins, it means you're borrowing it from some guy right now, right? At $10 each. And I'll show you guys examples of how we do it. Now, if you shorted it at $10 each, that's $1,000, right? And you're betting against the market to go down because that's what you believe. Now, what shorting means is you want to buy back these coins at a cheaper price, and you will pay back that lender the same amount of coins that you borrowed, and then you keep the difference, okay? That's really important to understand, and I'll say that again. If you borrowed 100 coins from the lender at whatever price, when you short the market, it means that you're betting against the market to go down, so you are hoping to be able to buy back those 100 coins at a cheaper price. And because you're buying it back at a cheaper price, right, and you pay back the person that you borrowed from, the 100 coins, for example, well, because you're buying it cheaper, you're now going to profit the difference. So I'm going to give you an example that's really, really clear. If you short, for example, 100 coins at $10 each, well, that's $1,000, right? Now, let's say the price dropped by $1. Well, you're able to buy back all of those 100 coins that you borrowed for $9 each, right? That equals $900 clearly. Makes sense? So you're borrowing 100 coins at $10 each, which is $1,000. But if you buy back the 100 coins at $9 each, That's $900. So you're basically saving $100, right? So there's a difference of $100, right? 1,000 minus 900 is $100. Now it'll automatically pay back. When you close your position, it'll automatically pay back the lender the 100 coins that you borrowed from him or her, right? And the lender gets all of the coins back, right? All the coins back, but you only bought it for $9 each, right? And now you keep the difference of the $100, okay? Does that make sense so far, guys? So we're gonna go over a lot of different examples, okay? Lots of different examples that I will actually show you on here. So let's go through them. So we're gonna go over a long example first of all. So once again, I'm gonna show you guys how to do this just from scratch here. So you have your whatever funds you want, whether it's Bitcoin or American dollars, whatever, okay? You'll click on make sure you're in the margin. Here's your exchange. Here's your margin account. So there's different wallets. Click on your exchange where you want to transfer, then choose transfer USD, for example, here. Then click on where you are transferring from. So I will transfer from exchange, and then I will click on to. Where is it being transferred to? The destination. And the destination is margin. Now a window is going to pop up, and I'll actually transfer, just an example here, $300. Come on. Okay, it's loading. It's loading. I'm just going to refresh the page because it sucks sometimes. Okay, let's see if this works now. There we go. I'll transfer $300. Okay, now what you'll see is this will get updated. Watch. Okay, it'll get updated in a second. There you go. See, remember I was talking about the leveraged amount of 3.3 times? My leveraged amount is 3.3 times. So 3.33 times not 300 is 1,000, right? So I can literally play up to $1,000 now. It doesn't mean it's free money, guys. You guys cannot misunderstand this, okay? It is not free money. It is money that you pay back to the lender automatically when you close your position. So now that I'm in my margin account and I have funds in my margin wallet here as well, let's buy, right? So for the people that don't know how to use limits, right? Limit means you specify the price that you want to buy or sell it at. So if I want to go to a leverage long, let's say I look onto the order book here and I want to sell it, say at this price right here, I can just click on this right here, right? And then it automatically populates. Choose the amount of coins that you want to buy. I just want to play a small amount just to show you guys, like $10 or something, okay? And then I put in the price, like let's say I put mine slightly below his or something at 67. And this is the beauty about margin, right? Now let's say I want to sell first of all. I mean go long. So I put in 6, I margin buy. Whoops, okay, 14 is cool with me. I gotta play $26. And if you guys don't know this is, okay, that went a little bit too fast. I did not mean to do that. I will buy another 14, but much lower. One, I will buy. So I just want to give an example first of all, okay? These are your orders, right? These are your orders when you put in the limit to go to a leverage long, right? At this number, for example, this screen right here is your position, and I'll go over it as well for you folks. Excuse the sound there. So that's good enough for me. I don't need to explain this part actually. If you ever want to cancel an order, just click on the X right here and it cancels it, okay? But I want you guys to know this really cool feature as well that not a lot of people know about. So let's just say I have my limit order here, right? Did you guys know that now that your orders are on here, you can actually go to this tiny L tab and you can drag it up and down to change your limit. So if I put it right there, now my limit order is 1.746, right? Or 1.8746. If I drag it lower, it'll change to 1.799. If I drag it to right over here, now it'll change it to 1.90, 26. What I always do is I always target an EMA, for example, right? I target an EMA right slightly above or below it, and I just drag this limit so I don't have to do it manually all the time. Now, what you guys will notice is after I entered a leverage position, this will show up on the screen. If it does not show up, you will go to your menu right here, manage account, go to your account settings up here, go to your interface, go to your chart layouts, make sure all this is on show, show, and show. So order, position, and price alerts are shown, all right? So let's go back to EOS. So what's cool about this is it shows you everything right here, all right? Now let's transfer some money away from that so I can give you guys an example of something here. I want to transfer $290, all right? I'm going to refresh the page quickly. Okay, now we're going to go over all the fields, okay? This shows you the position size that you have right here. So I purchased originally 14 EOS, for example, and I want to show you guys something cool if you don't know. Look right here, look right there, okay guys? If you ever want to sell the amount that your position has, just click on it, click right here, and it auto-populates this field right there. Now what your base price means, what this base price means is the price that you bought it at, okay? So let's, for example, keep this in mind. This is 1.922, which I will write on a notepad here for you guys. I'll just keep it right there, for example. So 1.922, right? Let's say I bought something, I bought 14 more, and I will buy it at whatever this price is. I'll do a market execution just to make it quick, okay guys? Sorry if you hear sound in the background. I'm actually spending time with my folks this weekend again. So, all right, so let's say I click on buy and note that price, 1922. I click on buy for market right there. Whoops. Actually, I should go over a different thing first. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go over liquidation price first right here, okay? What this means right here, guys, and we will actually see it on the screen somewhere. Let's see if we can see it. There you go, liquidation price. You see it right here, right guys? Liquidation price, 1.4983. Now what this liquidation price means is you are going to a long position, and because you borrowed from the lender, if the price happens to drop all the way down to over here, it will automatically close your position, guys. It will automatically close your position, sell whatever EOS you have left with the market execution. Why did they do this? Because the lender needs to get paid back. There's literally no risk to the lender at all. There's only risk to you. So that's all you guys need to know, okay? If you're going long, betting that the market will go up, but if it actually goes down here instead, okay guys, if it goes down to over here, which is basically 66% that you can lose, okay? You can lose 66%. If you can only keep 1/3 of your balance left in your margin. So if you only had $10 in your margin and it went all the way down or up, if you short to your liquidation line, that means that it'll close your position, and that $10 in your margin account that you had, you'll actually only have 33% left, which is $3.33. So let's say you had $1,000 in your margin account and you decide to go long, but the price actually went down to your liquidation price, you'll actually lose 66% of your margin just like that. You'll lose 66% of your entire account, guys. Like that, okay? I'm snapping my fingers for you right now. That is how critically important it is to manage your positions when you play in a margin account, because you're leveraging, okay guys? You always have to pay back the lender no matter what, and it is all automatic. If you cannot pay back the lender because the price went down too low, that is what the liquidation line means. It means that it's going to automatically close your position and you're basically screwed. That's what it means, guys. So you have to be extra careful, okay? So right now, just an example, if I had $10 right in here and it went all the way down there, I don't have enough money to pay back the lender, right? So it closes it. But watch what happens to the liquidation price if I transfer $1,000 into it, okay? Watch this, okay? So you have to have something called equity in your margin, okay? If you have equity, watch that 4983, what it's going to turn to now. That 14983 will now turn to a much lower price, okay? It's going to turn to a price of pretty much 0. Actually, that might have been too extreme of a scenario. Let's transfer $995. Okay, now let's reload the page. So if you guys take a look at it, before it was 1.1493, now it actually went down from 1493 to it was 4983, right? If it went down to $1.49, I would have been liquidated before, right? But now if you guys notice, my liquidation price is a lot lower, okay? It's a lot lower, and it's actually all the way down over here now. Before it was right there about, right? Before it was about this line right there. And the reason why it goes a lot lower is because now you actually have a remaining margin balance that you can pay back to the lender. Meaning you don't have to worry too much, right? So if you actually played your entire margin balance, basically all of your money that you have, you guys are going to get screwed eventually, because then you don't retain enough equity in your account to pay back the lender. That is why it is critically important for you to always keep a lot of money in your margin account if you're margin trading. You don't want to be liquidated by accident through some freak accident, okay? So that's what it is. Watch, it's 1.4, or what was it before? I wrote it. So right now, just as an example, right, it's I'll just write it down here. My liquidation price is 1.1418. So let's say I transferred all of my balance here that I could transfer to here. Let's just say 679, sure, whatever. Right? I'll refresh the page. We see 1418 here. Now watch what we're going to see. Now we see 1.6. Okay, before it was that number, now it's this number, which means that this is your liquidation line. It changed from this number to that number right there, which is huge, guys, which is huge, okay? So now your liquidation line is where? It's probably really, really high, of course, right? Now your liquidation line is over here. Now it's at 1.63. Before it was at 1.14. It was way down over here somewhere. So I guarantee you guys that if you guys are inexperienced with margin trading, I promise you that there's going to be some freak accident, or you guys are going to get squeezed by some of the big players, right? Or you're going to have FOMO. You're going to be like, you know, let's say you're betting on it going up, right? But the market actually goes against you. And I know a lot of newer traders, guys. You guys will hang on to those coins, and you're just going to keep praying, and you're going to keep hoping, right? And you guys might even be playing your entire margin account. Now let's take a look at what this is. And then if it goes down, I mean, this is here, I think 15%. If it goes down only 15%, guys, you're screwed. If it drops only 15% in price from where this is right here to your liquidation line, that's it, guys, just 15%. 15% drop, guys. You guys are going to lose 66% of your entire margin balance. And you don't want to do that, guys, okay? Just think about it for a second. If you go long and it drops only 15% to your liquidation line, you guys are going to lose 66% of your entire balance. This is why very tight stop losses, they must be there. And you cannot adopt the newbie, like the amateur mentality of, oh, I'm just going to hold, I'm just going to hold, I'm just going to hold, and it's going to bounce back. If you have that attitude and you have absolutely zero risk management plan, and I apologize for being stern, guys, this is a very serious topic, okay? This is a very, very serious topic that has made people lose so much money before. And I kid you not, 2 years ago, I have lost, you know, up to half of, like over 50, 60, 70 grand in my first like month or two of trading in margin. This is way back then when I didn't understand any of this. And I really wish that there was some good detailed video that explained all the scary stuff of margin trading, right? And the math behind it as well. It took me a few months to figure it out. And here I am a few years later, I only margin trade, that's it. I don't care about trading on a normal exchange. The normal exchange to me is just to invest, and that's to hold long. I'm so comfortable with margin trading that to me, it is normal. It is absolutely normal to margin trade. I will simultaneously hold long and short positions at the same time because that's how I play. I play the scalping positions, right? Hey, we're up 0.05%, guys. I'm getting paid to make this video, y'all. Okay, so you guys understand that, right? This is your profit line right there where it tells you, okay, where you have your base price. This is the amount of EOS. Your liquidation price is the line where if it goes below it, boom, automatically sold, guys. Your position will be closed and you guys will automatically lose 66% of your entire balance if you have $0 in your margin funding account. And trust me, I've seen people cry on the internet, on Reddit, on Bitcoin talk about this. It is one of the most common, excuse me there, it's one of the most common mistakes, guys, that people make because they are unfamiliar with how margin works, okay? Now, whenever you borrow, let's say like myself, right? If I'm leveraging in a very big position, well, funding costs. It costs you money to borrow, guys. It costs you money, but it's not a really big amount, okay? And just to give you guys an idea of how much it costs to borrow per day, let's say we wanted to borrow a dollar amount on USD. So let's say you wanted to borrow, I don't know, $1,000, okay? Your rate that you'd be paying is basically 0.08%, okay? It's pretty small, but if you're borrowing big amounts, because the reason why you guys have money to trade on a margin account when you're leveraging, right? Then you leverage 3.3 times. Well, if you have $1,000 and you can play $3,333, where does the money come from? The money comes from people like me and a lot of other people who might have a bigger balance and we've got nothing to do with it, and we will lend out the money. That's what we do, and we collect interest on it per day, which is actually a lot. So just to give you an example, right, $100,000, that's a pretty typical amount that I lend out, right? $100,000. There you go. I'm making literally $80 a day, guys, just for lending out 100K, right? So that is how you guys are borrowing the money. You're borrowing it from the people who are lending, right? And they're making money on the interest, right? And they're making money on your interest that you're paying. So if you guys borrow money, you are paying these guys interest to borrow. So if you're borrowing $1,000 over 24 hours, you're paying 80 cents in interest for that day, okay? 80 cents in interest for that day. And that's really basic, understand, right? So the interest rates are right there pretty much. If you're borrowing $10,000, well, you're paying 0.08% interest. That's 0.0008. Got to make sure you do the math right. You're paying now $8 a day, okay? That makes sense? You're now paying $8 a day, okay? But so you have to be very careful as well, right? I usually don't even factor in interest. Who am I kidding? Like, I really don't factor in the interest because my positions are so short that it doesn't even matter to me. And as a borrower, okay, guys, as a borrower, we pay the prorated amount of the interest. So if it's 0.08% and you borrow for only 12 hours, you're paying half of 0.08%, which is 0.0016%, right? So that's also important to understand. If you're borrowing it for only a quarter of a day, then you're only paying a quarter of the daily interest rate. So now we're going to put up, how do we close a leverage position? Same thing as normal, right? When you're going long, it's the exact same thing as actually closing a position, right? You want to first of all put in your limit order there, right? Let's say I want to sell my 14 and I want to sell it at, I don't know, 1.95. We'll just choose a number up there. Click on sell. And the cool thing about margin account is you actually see your limit order as well there, okay? Remember how when I wanted to buy, I was showing you guys how you can drag your buy limit order, right? You can also drag your sell limit order as well. So if I wanted to sell it up there, notice it changed my price. Now your order screen comes up over here. I want to sell 14 right here at $1.99, right? Right? If I dragged it a little bit lower, watch what happens to the number, guys. If I would drag it lower and let go, watch right there. It now changes to 9655, right? So you can drag it to wherever you want. Now I'm going to show you guys a cool trick. We're now going to close our leveraged long position. So now that I'm playing basically $33 worth, right? Well, I was playing $27 worth, which was $8 in my margin account, right? $8 in my margin account multiplied by 3.3, right? So because I'm leveraging that, I have to pay back the lender, which is automatic. So don't even think of anything like that, right? So here's a cool way to close your position if you guys don't know. You can either put in a limit order, like how I'm doing it right here, right? And we just wait for someone to gobble it up. But what you can also do is just drag on that L, right? Like here, bring it below the price, right? Let go of it, and it will automatically execute an order. Watch. There you go. I just executed an order. So that's a really easy way as well to execute, okay? And now that you guys know and have a basic idea of how to leverage long and you know the math behind it, let's talk about shorting, okay? So we're betting on the market that it's gonna go down, okay? First of all, when you short the market, you're actually executing a sell order, okay? So let's say I want to sell 14 there. So when you're going long, okay guys, when you're going long, I'm just gonna be very clear, 1.6. When you want to go long, obviously this is called the ask. Okay, guys. Oh, sorry. This is what you're bidding. This side is the bid. This side on the right is the ask. Let's say you're selling anything in the world, right? If you are the seller, you have an asking price. So these are the people that are asking. These are the people that are bidding. When you go long and you put a limit order up to buy because you want to buy, right? You have two choices. One, you could put up a bid. This is what you're bidding, and you hope that someone sells it to you, okay? You hope that someone sells it to you, and I'm sure you guys have done that before. Then your order gets filled. Great, right? So that's one way to look at it. You're waiting for a seller to dump to you, okay? You're waiting for a seller to sell to you. So you are basically what they call the maker, okay? You are the maker. And if the maker pays a cheaper fee. For example, my fee, I'm over $7.5 million in volume a month on my main account. I have a 0% maker fee, okay? 0% maker fee. So I literally pay no fees. But as a taker, that's the person who will buy from the person who's asking price, okay? They're the ones who pay the fee, the bigger one. So just, you know, most people will have a maker fee of 0.1 and a taker fee of 0.2. They really add up, guys, okay? When I was trading in my early days, I didn't really factor in the fees until I actually did the math. There were some months where I was paying like $10,000 in fees, guys, which was a lot. It was eating up my profits, right? So let's say someone dumped onto me right here, then I would actually be paying the 0.1%. I'm just using an example because that's what people normally pay. They pay the 1.1%. because they are the maker and they're waiting for some guy who will take my offer, okay? They will waiting for someone who will take my offer and dump it to me. So when you are going long, you are stacking on this side, obviously, as you see with this dot right there, okay? Now, when you are going short, you are actually trying to sell, okay? You are actually trying to sell on this side. And I will give you an example. So I will go 14 here. I'll put it at a high price, like 1.95, okay? And you now have 14, okay? So for example, now you click on sell right here. Oh, I gotta transfer some muchos dinero. Sure, 50 bucks. So there we go. I want to sell 14 now, because what you want to do, oh yeah, I forgot to give you an example of the long, okay? So the long, if you wait for someone to sell it to you, right, that's fine as well. That's what limit orders are for. But then there's also the maker. What the maker means is this, okay? If you decide to do a market execution and buy 14 of them, you will automatically buy from this column over here. These are the people that are selling, okay? They are the people they have this side that's asking, right? So this guy here is asking 9455, 9454. So if I clicked on buy right here and I'm on market, I automatically bought it from this side right here, okay? I automatically bought it from the lowest possible price that I can buy on this side. And you don't always want to do that, right? Sometimes if it's rush, sure, do it, right? But you don't always want to do that because sometimes you want to get the best price and get your limit orders filled, right? So remember that concept. If you do a market execution, you are buying on this side. Remember this because it ties to I'm going short, okay? Now, if you want to close any position, whether you are long or short in a margin account, what you do, you can just click on, you can place a limit order, like I mentioned, right? You can place a limit order like right here. I want someone to buy it from me at 5, like I'm 9.5. Then you click on sell. Then this will come up to over here somewhere. Just waiting. There you go. Now my limit order is somewhere up here, right? Now just waiting for someone to sell to me. No problem. I'm going to click on, you can click on X here as well if you guys didn't know, okay? Click on X and it removes your limit. Now, if you want to cancel it as well, if you click on this button right here, guys, this close position button, this confirmation comes up. Now, what this will do is, because I'm going long, right? You guys know about selling it to this side. You guys know very well. If I click on this button and I click on OK, it will automatically close my long position and dump it to whatever guy is buying it here, okay? So I should sell it at, so if I click on OK, it'll dump it to the guy at 1.95, which was the next guy, right? Okay, so those are really important concepts to understand. And I know to the newer people, this might seem very overwhelming. Watch the video a lot of times, okay? Trust me, I'm doing a pretty good job explaining it very thoroughly. It might be a very foreign concept to a lot of people, but this is something you guys need to take the time to understand. Otherwise, you will lose a lot of money. Now, we're going to take a look at a short example, okay? So when you go into a short, you would want to get the highest price possible. You want the highest price possible, right? When you're going long, it's the opposite, okay? When you're going long, you want the lowest price possible because you profit from when you sell it at the highest price. But when you go short, you want the highest possible price because you're betting that the market will go down. So you can buy it at the lowest possible price. I'm going to say that one more time and highly emphasize it. When you go short, you're betting on the market going down, okay? Because you're betting on it going down, you want to enter a short position with the highest possible price, okay? Because when the market goes down, you will try to buy it back at the cheapest possible price, right? Because then you pay back the lender the 100 coins or whatever, I was using an example, at the cheapest possible price, and then you keep the difference, okay? So going long, you profit the difference when you sell it, right? Going short, it means the exact same thing, but literally the opposite. You're trying to buy back a coin at a cheaper price and then you keep the difference, right? So now, if you can do two things, you can go to market. So if I'm selling 14 here and I just click on sell, I'll actually enter a short position from this side right here at 9427. You don't want to do that all the time, okay? Because you want to get it on this price right here with a limit order. Unless you're in an absolute rush and there's a lot of heavy volatility, and then you might want to do a market execution. So which I'll do for you guys, and I'll take the small little 10-cent loss there. Okay, I'm going to click on right here, market sell. I'm going to click on market sell. There you go. I took the best price on this side because I'm now selling it to this side, okay? Now, instead of this one green, it is now red, okay? It is now red. And do you guys remember my liquidation price? Okay, I'm going to transfer some money from here to here. I'll transfer like $45. Now remember when we were going long in a leveraged long position, guys, we had that thing called liquidation, right? If the price went down to the liquidation price, you're screwed and your position is automatically closed. But because you're betting against the market, guys, you're betting literally against the market for it to go down, the same concept also applies, guys. Look right here. The same concept also applies. If in a long position, right, but it actually goes down instead and it hits your liquidation price, then you automatically close your position. Now the opposite applies for a short position because you are betting on the market going down, guys. If the market happens to go up and it hits your liquidation price, then it's going to automatically close your position because it needs to pay back the lender, okay? So that is how it's going to really devastate you. And you guys, like for example here, I only have a small balance. Knowing you guys once again, and a lot of people in general, you will play your entire balance. I just know it. You will pay your entire balance that you have. Come on. And if you play your entire balance, then you got no more equity left. Now watch, see my liquidation price move, right? So if it only went up a tiny amount, guys, if it only went up a super tiny amount, let's see how much. Price range from where we are right now to here. If it went up only 15%, guys, you're screwed. 33% of your account is, or sorry, 66% of your balance is going to get wiped out. Bam! Just like that, guys. And trust me, it is the scariest thing in the world when you guys get that email. Or I remember before, I don't know if it does anymore because I'm not even close to it, but before I used to have this massive red warning here. Massive red warning. And what it says is, warning, your account is about to get liquidated. Please deposit funds into your margin account. And trust me, you don't want to get that email and that warning sign up there, because when you do, you will poop your pants, guys. You will poop your pants and you will have to make a decision. If this coin, do you guys think it's possible for a coin to go up 15% in a short period of time? 100% it is. All coins, as we've seen, can go up and down by 20, 30% a day. And as a new trader, you guys know, I don't even deny it, guys, that you guys might not even have that risk management yet, right? You guys will hang on to that coin and you will hope and you will pray that it recovers. And if you guys keep doing that and it hits your liquidation line, boom, guys, just boom, you are gonna lose all of your money instantly like that. Well, 66% of it. And all it has to do is just move 15%, guys. That is it. 15% and you are done, okay? That is what the liquidation price is, okay? Now, let's say that this was actually going down because you're betting on the market going down, right? And you want to buy back at a cheaper price. When the market actually goes up, you actually losing money. So this profit loss right here, it shows that you're losing money because the market is going upwards, okay? So you will see a profit. P&L means your profit and your loss, okay? You will only see a profit if it goes down, okay, guys? If it goes down. So now we want to talk about closing your short position. When you want to close your short position, you obviously want to buy it at the cheapest possible price, okay? So I'm just going to give an example. Like I'll try to buy it at 1.8. I'll just put it in here, okay? Because in a long position, when you want to sell your coins, right? You obviously bought first. So how do you profit? You sell. But in a short position, it's the opposite, because you are selling into a short position. To close your short position, you are buying, okay? So now you have sold your coins here, which you have borrowed from a lender. Now to close your position, you have to buy back coins, right? So if I borrowed, for example, 14 right here, or whatever amount that is, it's not really 14. This is the math. It's 14 divided by 3.33, okay? I'm only playing 4.2. 4.2 is my coins. I borrowed 9.8, we'll say, coins from the lender, okay, guys? What I want to do is I want to buy all 14 coins back at a cheap price, and you don't see this. This is all behind the scenes. But 9.8 of these EOS coins, it goes back to the lender, okay? So obviously you want to buy it back as cheap as possible because you're betting on the market going down, okay? So let's say I put in a limit order right here at 14, right? So now, because you're going short, you're waiting, let's just say this, you can drag it up and down, right? Just like this. Now I can put my limit there if I want to. The limit is where your price line is, right? That's where you want to make your order. So you can wait, you got to basically wait for someone to sell it to this price here. Now, whatever the difference is, let's say your entry position was there. Well, actually, I'll just make it big. Let's say your entry position was there, and it fell down all the way here, and someone actually dumped to you, and you close your position. Because it's going 4% down, you're also profiting profiting 4%, right? But you got to remember once again that this is all leveraged 3.3 times. So if here, guys, if here shows 4.4% profit, or 4.1%, I mean, if it went down 4.1% and here actually showed 4.17%, you're not actually making 4.17%, okay? You're making 4.17% of your leveraged amount. But because you borrowed 3.3 times, this is the math. You're actually profiting way more than that. You are profiting 4.17 times 3.33 of your original position size and of your principal, okay? So you're not profiting 4.17% of whatever you played. You're profiting actually 4.17 multiplied by a factor of 3.3% of your actual leveraged, of your principal amount. And this is how people make massive, massive gains, guys. If, for example, I don't want to, let's say I'm all in, okay? Let's say I'm all in and all my money is tied up right now because it's all in other positions and I don't have a lot of equity. Equity refers to the money that you have to play with, okay? That's basically what it is. Or your principal or your balance, whatever you want to call it. So if I was really confident that a position was going up, right, I might go into a leveraged long position so I can borrow 3.3 times more, which also means I can win 3.3 times more. But the opposite also applies to shorting, okay? So shorting, once again, means that you are betting against the market, right? So here, because it's going up, guys, I'm already down, 1.29%. But don't think that this is 1.29% or 1.4% of your money that you put in, okay? Of your, let's say you put in $1,000, it's not 1.4% of $1,000. It's 1.4% of your $1,000 multiplied by 3.33. So it's actually 1.4% of your $3,333. Because it's multiplied by 3.3, it's actually, my loss actually right now is gigantic, okay, in a leveraged position. If it was a bigger number, I'm just saying. So my loss would actually be 1.3 times, or 1.44 times 3.3. So I'm not down 1.4%, okay? I'm actually down 4.66% of my $1,000, okay? That needs to be really clearly understood as well, that this number does not reflect your $1,000 that you have in your margin account. This number reflects the multiplied leveraged amount of whatever you put in. So if you put in $1,000, it's multiplied by 3.33%, right? That's 3,300 about. You're down 1.4% of your $3,300 that you're basically borrowing. But because you're leveraging and only 1,000 was yours, it's also 1.4% multiplied by 3.3. So you're down 4.7%, we'll say, of your $1,000. Okay, so because it only went up 1.4%, guys, right? 1.4% in a normal exchange would mean you're down 1.5%. For example, let's say it went down 1.5%. It would mean that you're only down 1.5%. That's it. But in a leverage position, you always multiply it by 3.3 because you're borrowing money, which is huge, guys, okay? So once again, that's what shorting is. Shorting is you are betting against the market and it going down. Whereas if it goes up, right, you will see your balance over here be negative because you were originally betting for it to go down. But instead it goes up, right? And if it goes high enough, guys, if it goes high enough to your liquidation line and you guys have that FOMO mode where it's like, okay, crap, I'm just going to wait for it to go down because I'm betting on it going down. If you guys have that FOMO, right, when the market goes down and you guys have those weak hands, you'll want to dump and close your position because you're taking a loss. Same concept applies if you go short. If you go short and it actually goes up and up and up and up and up and up and up, right? You're going to lose money. And if you guys don't manage your risk, it's going to be devastating the first time you hit that liquidation. Okay, guys? I remember the first time that I hit it, devastated, guys. I woke up, I remember like 2 years ago. It was only like $1,000 or something, right? I literally woke up, guys, and I had $1,000 leverage position. It hit my liquidation. I had $333 left. I lost 2/3 of my entire balance in one stupid trade because I did not really understand what it means. So there you guys have it. That is what going short means in a nutshell. I showed you guys the math behind it. I showed you guys what liquidation is. I showed you guys how to read all of this, how to transfer it as well. Now it is up to you guys to watch this video several times and also use trial and error, okay? I would recommend to learn the system and the menu and the interface, etc. I would highly recommend, guys, that you play with only $10 at a time. $10 at a time, $20, $30, so you understand the math behind all of it, so you understand the interface, so you understand what liquidation is, so you understand what equity is, so you understand what tradable balance is as well, which I have all explained. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video on shorting and what it means. I've explained it in incredible detail for you guys. Make sure you are exercising a lot of caution, okay? And this video was really serious without any jokes at all, because when it comes to actual making money or losing money with liquidation and margin trading, it is not something I would recommend whatsoever until you have a lot of experience, okay? And always remember, guys, I am no financial advisor whatsoever, okay? And also remember, guys, I'm going to say this at the end now, that as a trader, we have our wins and we have our losses, okay? A profitable trader wins over time. Myself, I lost a little bit of money on NEO today, NEO. As you guys saw the volatility, I lost a little bit of money as well. I lost maybe $1,000. But to me, $1,000 is nothing, right? Because you guys have seen all of my predictions throughout the week and throughout the month, where I've made 200, 300% gains, like on IOTA, on Ethereum, on Dash, on ETP, on Qtum, on IOTA, on Litecoin, on Bitcoin Cash, guys. You guys have seen every single prediction of mine. So am I worried about a $1,000 loss when I made, you know, a stupid amount of money? You weigh your wins over your losses. It doesn't matter what you've lost, because I am so profitable over time. And anybody who tries to even blame me remotely, guys, for their loss, I'm sorry to say, but you're just going to get blocked right away, guys, because I'm not ultimately responsible for your financial decision. That's why I will never give it. You are responsible for your own financial decision, and if you guys think that you rely on me, right, and for all of my plays, and you guys don't have the capacity to manage your own risk, and you don't have the capacity to want to grow and develop your skills, it is on you guys. And I will honestly do nothing but troll you guys from now on, like you guys saw on my Twitter, right? When people were panicking and crying and they were blaming me, I posted a chart. I posted a chart of NEO saying that it was going to go down to $20, right? That's the kind of stuff that I'm going to do. Before, I used to reassure people, guys. I used to reassure people that you know, things were okay. But now I realize it's not my job to reassure people, okay, guys? It's not my job in the least to reassure people that things are going to be okay. It is your job, guys, to manage your own positions, not mine. I don't wipe asses, guys. I teach traders that want to learn how to trade, and how to do it well. You know why? Because I do it well, guys. Because I trade well, and I want to share everything I know. So let's see, let's just see, for example, right, if it goes down, we're just gonna, before we go, okay, it's going down a little bit now. Let's see if it goes down even lower. I want to show you guys what it looks like, because we're betting on it going down, to see how it is. But in the meantime, guys, I want to say, if you guys like my videos, if you guys appreciate what I do, etc., smash that like button. You know, upvote this on Steemit, guys. You know, make sure you subscribe and follow me on YouTube and Twitter as well. And if you guys especially love this video and you guys have made a killer profit, right? Buy me a beer by sending me a tip or something, or donate to Luna's cryptocurrency piggy bank. She always keeps it there for emergency funds as well. That is something I truly appreciate. And it's not because I need the money or I want it. It's just more so the sentimental value and the principle out of respect. And it's a sign of respect, right? So if you guys are making thousands or millions of dollars, send my little dog a tiny little tip, because she's such a drunk-tard. Okay, guys, I think it's down ticking, right? I think it's down ticking a little bit here. We just have to get this price right here lower than our base price right there. And if it goes lower, then now what we can do, hey, this is amazing. Oh yeah, I'm in EOS. I was like, why does Qtum have this? Come on. There we go. We finally went lower. Now you guys are going to see this positive in just a few seconds. I'll just refresh it. Sometimes it takes a while to update. Oh, okay. Still didn't update yet. 9375. I don't know why it's not updating. You guys will see in a second. Just give it a few seconds. 9375. Oh, okay. This is why. it's not down ticking by the penny yet. As soon as that starts to down tick, like the candle is below my price line right there, as soon as it's below the price line, then that's when you'll see it actually profit. Oh yeah, I didn't even go over how to close your position. I did, but loosely, okay, loosely. Sorry about that. So this is your limit that you set. You guys all know how to set your limit orders, right? You want to basically hope that someone dumps to you and you can buy back at a really cheap price. If you don't want to do that and wait for someone to do that, excuse me, what you'll basically do is just click on this X button, right? Well, first of all, get rid of it, okay? Make sure when you guys close your position, let's say you have a limit order there, if you click on this X button, what it'll do is automatically execute a buy, okay? And you guys know going long, what happens when you execute a buy, right? You're buying from this side right here, from this price side right over here. Same thing as a going short, right? If you have to buy to close your position. When you go long, you have to sell to close your position. When you go short, you have to buy to close your position. And now we are finally profitable because we are under and we'll see it green. So let's see this finally. Woohoo, we are finally in the green. Not quite yet because they factor in the maker and the taker fee. But you guys see what I mean, right? As soon as this goes lower, because there's a difference between where you shorted and where the price is currently, right? There we go. Now it's definitely going to show. I don't want to sell there. I want to go lower. So I'm just going to refresh it and hope that it updates so you guys can see. There we go. Now I'm profitable. So there, because this right here is where your price line is. And because the price is now going lower, you're now profitable. If you were going long and this was your price line, if it goes up, then you're obviously profitable. So you guys just have to think about it from the opposite perspective, okay? Think about it from the opposite perspective. That's it. So notice this candle is lower than it now, right? This is your price line, so that's why it is in the green. As it keeps down ticking, right, they will get more and more green in terms of percentage, right? So if you guys ever close your position, I'm going to give you an example. You can use your limit right here, right? You can use your limit, then you can just drag it to the top there and you can let go of it, which I won't do. Like the example I showed you earlier, you can leave your limit here and wait for someone to, dump onto you, which I do often for scalping, right? And now, if I want to be very clear that if you guys want to do a market execution, you will buy in this field right here, okay? So right now, my limit is clearly right over here, right? I'm buying, I'm bidding on a price, right? I'm bidding on a price and hoping that someone dumps to me. So there are different ways to buy. You can buy through a market execution, where you obviously just use this market one right here, and then boom, you'll just buy at whatever price. Or you can set your own limit and hope that someone dumps to you, which will usually get you a better price, but it all depends on strategy as well, of course, right? So if you do a market execution, you want to do that, you can just click on this X button like I showed you for leverage long position. You click on this button right there, just click on OK. I'm going to do it right now, okay? But notice right here, notice this limit that I originally had where I wanted to close my position. Notice this right there. If I click on my close position, I now will do an automatic market execution, which I will buy from this side right here, but my limit to close my original position is still there, okay? So make sure you guys are closing this position. Make sure it is not there. I will say that again. If you click on that X button there, okay, you clicked on that X to cancel or to close your position. When you close it, you are buying from this side over here, because when you short, you're first of all shorting to sell. You sell it first, right? Then to close your position, you buy back, right? So because you're buying back into here, you have now closed your position. Everything is all automatic. You've now sent back whatever shares of your leveraged amount back to the original person, okay? And then now your limit is still here though. So make sure you guys are diligent. Click on that X button right here. Make sure it is all canceled, okay guys? So there you have it. That is how you go long and short. Subscribe, like, follow Twitter, YouTube, tip, whatever you guys want to do. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I hope that this improves your understanding of how to short using leverage and how to long using leverage. Have yourselves a great day and take care, guys.